Oh, excuse me.
That's the first thing they're going to hear is you burping.
I'm going to keep it in. I'm not even going to edit that out. Here comes the patented Travis moving the mic all around, man.
Okay.
What's good? Joey.
What is good, everyone? How's it
How
going?
is everyone?
Travis?
How is everyone?
No.
You know they
no,
can't
no.
answer
Come on,
you.
come on.
What's
come on.
good?
What's good then?
That was way too loud.
Yeah, that was loud. I mean, I definitely heard that shit pop in my ear.
We should have a disclaimer. Start your volume at half for the beginning of this podcast.
That's actually not a bad idea. That's like a niche right there.
When it's going to be super loud, and you just let them know. Like, hey, in the next 10 seconds, turn your volume
Like
down.
we care about your hearing here. Did you hear that voice crack? Was that a
Rich,
car?
I'm sorry. Just one more
Yeah, I
thing.
think
Can
it's
you
a car.
grab the remote on
I mean,
there?
we're
For the
just
TV, so the
in the
middle
city. Like we're just in the city. Like, can you believe it?
In New York.
Like in the middle. How's everyone's day today?
Good.
Trav, how's work?
Going
It's
good.
fine, yeah.
Hey, I have a bone to pick with this dude, Travis. I know he took the post down, but dude tells me 2 weeks ago, he's like, "Hey, follow Kurt's Design. I run their social media page, right?"
That's
He
true.
posts that thing of his rebrand. He rebranded a shoe company. He posts a picture of all the logos he did for them. I check the likes. Guess what I find there? Kurt's Design page. He's clouding his own shit through
Oh.
his work.
Oh, yeah. All my design. My
You're still not talking into the mic.
You got to do it on all the accounts, man.
See, now that sounds a lot better. But man, does your company know that you're taking advantage of them? That you're committing this fraudulent behavior?
Over a like?
Yeah, and today I think I saw that you ruined their checkered pattern social media.
I didn't ruin it. Rest in peace to the checkerboard.
No, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with Instagram, when you go through Instagram, and obviously it comes up in the squares, right? So at Kurt's, they had it to where, hold up, pause. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's my little brother's Discord account that he has forever it's spammed onto my computer. It's now a ghost. The app's deleted. It's removed from my recycling bin, and it just always goes off whenever one of his friends calls. It'll happen to me when I'm working, everything like that. So you might hear it a couple times during this cast.
All right, George, man.
But anyway, so with Instagram, they have those squares, and they had him checkered in Kurt's to make it look like it was a checkerboard. And Travis ruined that.
I didn't ruin it. I ended
His
it.
first
So
year-
I said, hey, it's a bad idea.
His first year in the company,
Jeez.
and he ruined it.
You're right.
Did you make that post that said "Rest in Peace Checkerboard"?
I did.
Yeah, but did you really mean it if you didn't think it was a good idea? So now you're just showing all disrespect.
That's kind
to
of
the
like
checkerboard.
killing someone and then going to their funeral and be like, oh, rest in peace.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's
But
facts.
You murdered them, though. It's like,
that's
I
actually
murdered
that's
him.
actually.
and then
a-
the people are like, do we? I don't
That's
know,
a
'cause,
good
like,
point, man.
You're saying rest in peace,
That's
and
a
you're
good
like, sorry
point.
for our loss, but you killed him. So
That's a good point.
He's gone.
You don't even have any remorse over this.
I'm trying to get the screen going, man.
Travis he's been on edge
As he
today.
gets the screen going,
I am armpit sweating, man. Like,
He's been.
What?
I don't know. Everything's
see the
bothering
pits.
him right now.
Let me
That's
see the
what I
I
pits.
don't know. Are they?
No,
nah,
you're
they're good. You're
man.
good. You're good.
Guys,
I mean, it is hot in here.
Can you feel him?
No. Don't do that.
You definitely need to invest. Look at how much of a difference it is when he talks into the mic.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that,
Like you
yeah.
heard that.
I'm
It's-
talking.
It's wild, man. He sounds like
If
he's
you're
just-
wondering if you can't see anything right now, it's because Travis still hasn't figured out the
No, this
TV.
one's it. This one will be it.
Okay.
As Travis figures it out, Joe, how's your day?
It was good. I was off today, so I just slept in a little bit, went to the gym, then hung out with my sister. So, pretty relaxing day.
So when my dad was in the fire service, they had like cubicles that they slept in. Do you guys have like cubicles?
Cubicles?
Yeah, they're
What are
like there's like
cubicles?
walls. There's like
No.
walls. You don't know what cubicles are?
No, like for a bed though.
Yeah,
This
it's just
TV
like
is loud.
walls. I mean, cubicles
This
are
is
just
loud.
walls that separate people.
I can definitely hear this
Yeah,
TV
you can
right
definitely
now.
hear that. Yeah, definitely hear that.
Wow,
What
it
is
says
this right
zero
now?
volume, but I can definitely still
Yeah,
hear it.
I mean, that's kind of crazy how it says zero volume, but I mean, your TV's
TV's
a
off.
liar
TV's
too.
off. TV's off. We'll have to figure that out in a second. But no, we have those are like dividers and stuff. We just have
Yeah.
an open space.
That's
So
all cubicles are, dividers.
It'd be like just this room
True.
with just beds in it. That's how ours is set up.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have like any dividers.
How depressing is a cubicle, though?
Yeah, depressing. As
I wonder.
Do you work in a
do you
cubicle,
think-
Trev?
no, we have an open floor plan.
Okay.
Do you think the guy
Like
who
The Office?
who made
Like we can go. There's a standing desk we can go check out. You know, if we're
Ooh.
feeling it. You know, there's just a reading.
See, standing
But-
desks are a good idea until you stand for too long, and then you're just like,
Well, then you have those
well,
ones.
you like stand for 10 minutes, and you're just like, ah,
those
I'm
ones
good with
that
this.
you can put a lever and it lowers and
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
so you
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
a sitting and standing. Those
Or
are pretty
there's
cool.
our developer has you're sitting down, but it's like pedals.
So you're just
under his
constantly
desk,
biking?
And he's just
So you're biking?
Yeah. While
That
he's
should
sitting
be
down.
how he runs his electricity at his desk.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
You want to
kinda-
get your work done, you better get after
yeah,
it
get
because.
after it. Sweating.
But you know what I was just thinking when you brought up cubicles? Who invented or like thought of cubicles, and do you think he's like super rich right now, or she?
I
No,
don't
because
know
I
if
feel like they're
it's-
becoming obsolete now.
That, I don't
Yeah,
know
but
if
they
it's,
were
like,
that was
blueprint.
huge forever. Cubicles, you know what I mean? Like that motherfuckers were everywhere.
But
Cubicles.
was it?
Yeah.
Was it like?
Oh,
Travis,
TV's
man,
on
What
again?
is going on,
Shit,
man?
yeah, wow.
Hey, man, technical difficulties from the producer. What's going on, kid?
You remember what he
I don't know,
asked?
man.
You remember what he asked? What I did? And obviously his job is tech, and he's just
Yeah.
shit in the bed.
Before the show, Travis was getting on Joe because he said he didn't do anything for it, and then Travis can't even get the video up. Look at him.
Turn the TV on. He's not even in the shot right now.
He's sweating. He's stressed. He's
No,
so
I wonder
stressed.
if
Look,
I don't think it was a single person who brought up like cubicles.
still
or,
back
like,
to the cubicles,
a
man.
I'm pretty
Not
interested in it.
copyrighted,
I'm
just
looking
an
it up.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, but cubicles are like one of those things that even back then, I don't think every office had a cubicle.
No, yeah, they definitely did.
I think this is it.
You think?
Robert Propst, however you would pronounce that, a designer
He
working
definitely made a
in
bet.
the 1960s for the office furniture firm Herman Miller invented the cubicle.
I mean, he definitely made a
Well, I
bet.
can hear the TV again.
He said, "I got it," and then he's like, "This is definitely it." And then I'm just hearing, "Who is this?"
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get this on.
I just saw that
we just
that
restart?
movie with Kelly from The Office just popped up. Yeah, late night. Dude, isn't it so sad? With the exception of
Bro, I'm
Jim
flipping
Halpert.
out, man.
I can't hear you,
And-
Justin. The TV's too loud.
Okay, we're not just gonna have a TV. So
wow, what is
can
going
we
on?
just restart?
Did
Let's
you
just
tur-
restart?
Did you turn?
I was
did you
really
turn the
feeling this
TV?
one.
Yeah, I think we're good. Did you turn the TV volume?
It's
like
completely off, man. It's like off.
It's connected to the
Like, both of them
soundbar.
are off.
It's connected to the
Soundbar's
soundbar.
not on.
Okay, did you turn the TV off? Turn the TV volume off.
Yes, it's completely at zero. Now it's
See?
on.
Hey.
Now it's on, but now it's off.
Oh, I don't think
Oh, here
that's
we go.
true.
So okay, so the soundbar was on.
Yeah.
No, the soundbar was off. I'm pretty sure.
So back to the cubicle guy, Robert, who invented the cubicle, has a net worth of $15.6 million.
15.6 ain't nothing.
Okay.
I mean, compared to some of the
Was he an architect?
what am I saying?
He worked for
What's another word for rich people? Why
the
am I
office
blanking
furniture
out?
firm Herman Miller, and he invented the cubicle.
Richie just shaking his head, not giving me the answer. What is?
The high class?
No. There's another name for it.
For what?
Like the powers, the higher powers. What do we call them?
What?
The
Higher power of what? Like gods?
like riches, like your richness
Let's
compared
go.
to the.
First class, upper class.
No, I'm gonna figure it out eventually. This is gonna annoy me though.
Celestials.
Celestials? What
Hey,
are we in?
that's-
Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's my background, Travis.
That's actually a sick background. I kind of like that.
We have the same one.
Like the flowing colors. All right. We're gonna get into some sports here. I think we took enough of your time talking about our shenanigans, but obviously the prevalent news coming out of Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers has made it public now Thursday that he is requesting a trade, or just he doesn't want to come back to the Packers anymore. Hard to see Aaron Rodgers in anything except for green and yellow, but
I would say almost as hard as seeing Tom Brady in a different uniform. You know what I mean? That's pretty. He's a pretty legit Packer, man. So
well, here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers, and we're just gonna jump right into this. Obviously, if you're every team, you're shopping around the idea of trading for Aaron Rodgers because of the sheer talent. But there's one thing that obviously I'm an avid Peyton Manning fan, and I don't like giving Tom Brady any praise. But Tom Brady is a much better leader and locker room guy than Peyton Manning was. Aaron Rodgers has always had that swagger about him that is very self-motivated, very self-confident, very like that's his swagger, which isn't a bad thing by any stretch of the means. But in terms of, we always talk about football as being, we like to put it in this box, and we like to compare Brady and Manning and Breeze, and one major factor is the Super Bowls. But obviously, a lot of people don't see what goes into making a Super Bowl contending team. There's a lot of pieces, and one of the biggest one is culture fit. So when you look at Aaron Rodgers, like in specifics, I'm referring to them, the national news talking about the Cleveland Browns trading Baker for him. It's much easier for me to say plug and play Brady or plug and play Manning or plug and play Mahomes to a new organization, and that organization becomes instant Super Bowl. I'm not saying that the Browns don't become instant Super Bowl contender, but the culture changes. And there's a reason why the Packers have only been to the Super Bowl one time with Aaron Rodgers. He's very self-motivated, and that's the way he operates. He operates off his own swagger. I mean, you can go down the line, and I'm going on a rant here, but this is just my opinion. You can go down the line of wide receivers. Gronk, Edelman, how much, they loved playing with Tom Brady, that they followed him. Gronk was literally in retirement.
Yeah, well, did
couple
you see
times.
that thing that Tom said about Julian Edelman?
Yeah.
That he didn't retire. He was just too scared to tell
Yeah.
Bill that he didn't wanted to play for a different team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
same
I
thing
don't
with
know if
Peyton.
that's going to happen or not, but
Right. But like the same
a
thing with
thought
Peyton
process.
Manning
It's a thought.
is Stokely followed him to Denver, like years after him in the Colts. Like some of these guys, he made their career. Like Aaron Rodgers literally said in a pre-game to one of the Vikings coach, like, yeah, you should come trade for Greg Jennings, like right in front of Greg Jennings. The dude's just so self-motivated, and he's got so many ties, like within Hollywood. Obviously, the Jeopardy thing, him hosting Jeopardy is like huge
that's
right now.
Yeah, a little random, but
And it's like, you can't, if you're going to mortgage your future, if you're any team like thinking about trading your young piece, you better be sure that his main focus is where it is. Because obviously with the Jeopardy news and him wanting to be on the West Coast,
yeah.
it's just cloudy for me. So for me, that would be the only reason I would not be willing to mortgage my future. If it was someone like Brady or...
Well, it depends on who you're giving away to.
Yeah.
Like,
and
if you have like a Baker, it wouldn't really make sense for you to give away him for Aaron Rodgers. Not that Baker's better than Aaron Rodgers, but he has a lot of room to grow. But like a lot of these like rookie guys who have maybe a season underneath their belt, you know what I mean? I could possibly see that happening more than like, someone who may have potential
where's he
to
gonna
grow.
go? What's his like?
Well, that's
Well,
what we're going to get into, Travis.
I have a top 4 that was posted that are possible landing spots for him.
Yeah, so
want me to
we're
pull it
going to
up?
go through the
I got it.
hypotheticals
Okay.
because
Or
we are the
do you want-
hypothetical here.
Yeah, you can send me the link and I'll just put it up there.
We are the hypothetical here. So we are going to run through the hypotheticals of landing spots for Aaron Rodgers, and it's sounding like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
But I think that it's more, and I'm just going to start out this segment with this. I think it's more of a possibility that he retires, goes into Hollywood, or does some stupid
Yeah.
shit like
'Cause
that.
He's on like what is it?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, and
And he
then
wasn't bad.
Then he would.
He did
then he
alright.
would to go play football.
Yeah.
I think he's
in
very
commercials
immersed
and
in
stuff.
that.
It depends on
in that
like if he has
lifestyle.
that love of the game.
He's
Like,
probably. Do you also think that he's in that lifestyle because he was in Green Bay? You know what I mean? Like Green Bay's like nothing. Like everyone wants. Like LeBron went to L.A. Do you think maybe
like
it's
big
like
city life.
yeah, like Green Bay's there's nothing. So it's like he's living in Wisconsin for the last 10 years plus. Maybe he
Yeah,
just was
I
like,
mean-
screw this. I don't want this life anymore.
I mean, I think it was evident for a while that he didn't want it. Like he didn't like the
It
feel
was.
of
It was.
Green
I
Bay.
think last year when they drafted what's his face, quarterback.
Jordan Love.
Yeah,
That's when he broke.
That's when the feud started because they kind of it kind of made him feel like he was getting pushed out the door. Like they're planning on the
But he's
future.
good.
That's
He's
why he was
really
so
good.
pissed because I think
Aaron
it's 'cause-
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is kind of like Patty Mahomes in terms of he has the arm talent, but Patty Mahomes is a much better leader and a much better
and he's
locker
younger by
room
like
guy.
10 years.
Well, now, yeah, but I'm saying when Aaron Rodgers first started, like Aaron Rodgers will always go. In my opinion, Aaron Rodgers will always come out as one of the most,
Selfish.
not selfish, one of the most. How should I put this?
Selfish.
One of the most skilled passers that we've ever had in the NFL.
That's what you like.
Where he's going to miss out on the GOAT debate for me, and it's not even a conversation with him, and a lot of people will argue me to death about that. But he's not in the GOAT conversation for one reason. He's never been a good locker room guy. He's been to one Super Bowl. I mean, there's a whole lot of facets to play to get in the Super Bowl, but he's had some good teams in Green Bay that's just been puzzling how even last year.
Yeah, and I think I don't know when they drafted that quarterback, and it kind of made him seem like they're trying to push him out the door, right? And then he goes off and has this amazing season and all this stuff, and I still feel like Green Bay is like, all right, but your time's it's coming to a close, even though he's shown like no signs of like slowing down.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we can get into these top 4 picks that the CBS News report picked with some NFL insight. The 4 spot right now is the Denver Broncos.
Okay, that's stupid that they have them all the way down at 4. What do you think about the Broncos?
I don't know. Like that's one of the situations where like you have a rookie quarterback who's good, but there's a lot of time left to tell. You know what I mean? I think Drew Lock did a really good job last year under the circumstances. You know what I mean? But
That dude's a gangster, man.
he's a dog. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, would you rather have Drew Lock or Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback? So
I mean,
Absolutely.
Drew Lock wasn't that great last year.
he did okay though, and he's a rookie and he has a lot of potential and like room to grow. So I think like it would be if they have the money, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but they have to know that Aaron Rodgers is only realistically going to play for however many more years at his skill level when they could have a decently solid rookie quarterback. So I don't know. It kind of is up in air, but I don't know if Denver's like the absolute number one, but
I think,
I don't think it's a bad idea.
yeah, I think they should be at least in the top 2. And I think it's because obviously it's not West Coast glamour like Aaron Rodgers would want, but I mean, Colorado's a beautiful state.
Yeah, I mean if that's an issue for him, like the area
Placement, the
he's living,
geography he's
right.
in, I'm not sure because obviously a lot of West Coast teams, they got their guy already. 49ers drafted Trey Lance. They're not going to trade Trey Lance
well,
now.
I don't know if you
The
saw.
Rams
Yeah.
aren't going to
but
get rid of Stafford.
surprisingly, number one on this
Number one,
list is San Fran.
49ers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see if they wanted to move on from
It's not
because
a bad.
Shanahan's always so like right now. He wants instant oatmeal, and I think if he had the opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers,
He would. I think
he would. But
Yeah.
at the same time, what did you draft Jordan Love for? That's the thing. If you're just going to trade for every team that we're naming involves a quarterback, except for with the Broncos, you might not want Drew Lock. So with
What are the-
if you're
what does
talking about
Green
the
Bay need?
Dolphins,
You know what
right,
I mean?
right. Why do they? Why? What do you mean that there's always going to be a quarterback?
there's always going to any time that we talk about these trades, and obviously it's not like this in the NFL, but everyone wants to put up the trade machine like this because it's their ideal situation, right? But like Miami, you're going to have to give up Tua.
Why though?
Because that's just, you're
Because-
not going to keep Tua on the roster with
But-
Aaron Rodgers there.
Well, to me,
And
like
the Dolphin or
Denver,
the
let's say Denver, you have a young guy in Drew Lock that you probably have your future with. Keep him if you can. I don't know.
That's
how
the
this works.
issue I think we're running into is Green Bay is going to be like, we need all of this.
Well, yeah, but
And
they
then-
have
Yeah.
Love, so it's like
But I'm saying like for Green Bay's point is they're like, we're not going to give away our franchise number one quarterback
Yeah, they would give a
for
lot.
some like random draft picks and like a defensive player. Like they want big money, so they're going to get the best guy that
they're going to
can.
get a bunch of first-round picks and a quarterback. That's the most realistic
right.
thing. So, that's why Baker and the Browns have been brought up so many times. But, looking at just the Broncos, I think that's one of the better situations that you look at on paper and say, okay, if we bring Aaron Rodgers there, the demographic might not be, He's been in the cold for his whole career in Green Bay. Maybe he doesn't like being in that area, but it's a prime time city, and I think there's a lot of history there, history of winning, but also that receiving core would be disgusting with Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
Broncos?
Cortland Sutton, yeah, they have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, who's already touted as the best route runner in the NFL, and he's only 1 year into the NFL. Noah Fant, KJ Hamler,
Yeah,
Melvin Gordon out of the backfield. They just drafted Javonte Williams. And
know
their
what-
defense is nothing to snuff at either.
No,
They
they're-
just drafted
yeah.
Patrick Surtain. They got Von Miller still there. Bradley Chubb is coming into his own. I mean, they have a bunch of they just have a bunch of football guys. I mean, looking at it, it makes the most sense for me fit wise for them to go to Denver. I don't understand why they haven't.
I don't know. The more I think about it, no, the Browns. I saw this picture. It was a 2022 first round, 2023 first round, Baker and David and Joe.
And David Njoku, yeah, I saw that.
And it's like that would make so much sense.
Yeah,
Like
But-
that's a great because like the Packers are getting 2 years of 2 worst first rounders, a very athletic and a decent tight end in David and Njoku, and a proven quarterback that can, from what we saw last year, can get the job done in
Yeah.
most scenarios. And
Sorry.
then the Browns are getting one of the best quarterbacks in the league with that disgusting offense that they already have.
right.
If that were to happen, I mean, that would be. Browns would be like if the Brown people are already talking Brown Super Bowl now. I couldn't even imagine what they'd be saying because they already have that rookie tight end. Well, he's not a rookie anymore. And what's his face from Atlanta that they had for last year? Tight end.
Cooper.
Yeah, Hooper, who was a monster in the playoffs.
So go down the list. Number 3,
But 3 is the Raiders.
Raiders. See, this would be my second go-to team. West Coast, perfect what you want. Warm weather all year round. You're in Vegas.
I don't know if the demographic is so much.
Wait, they have Mariota too.
They have Mariota, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Carr would be the only thing there. I think the Raiders could be ready to move on from Derek Carr if they get
Derek Carr's
Rodgers,
done
and
the
I don't
same
think-
thing every season and starts okay, gets really hot, and then ends the season really shitty.
Well, this is one thing that I'm thinking of too that I just thought of right now. If they were really looking to bring Jordan Love in and just gradually bring him in to the fold, why not trade with the Raiders? Because you can get someone like Derek Carr who is not a franchise or not a
Let
superstar,
them battle it out.
and let him learn behind Derek Carr. He's still a good quarterback. You're still going to win football games.
Yeah, but you need more than that. They wouldn't just. I don't know if the Raiders have.
No,
enough.
not just for Derek Carr, but you're giving away.
Oh yeah.
Realistically, any team that trades for Aaron Rodgers is giving away at least 2 first-round draft picks, and people can argue 3.
Yeah, this is a weird situation because I feel like what you said, most West Coast teams have their guy,
They do.
and low key the draft just happened. So if they don't have their guy,
What
they're
teams?
thinking they
Okay,
have
but
the
what
guy.
teams in the league don't have their guy? You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of teams.
Like who?
Washington.
Oh,
Washington
yeah.
is going into the season with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, don't laugh at my guy. That
on.
dude's
I
a
mean-
monster.
As much as I love Jared Goff, you can make an argument for
Yeah.
Detroit
Yeah.
not having their guy. Some of these rookies that are coming in, you don't know if they're the guy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking of right now. If you drafted a rookie in the first round, quarterback, that's your guy. Like the Patriots
No.
drafted Mac Jones,
Well, and they got Cam too.
but
Yeah,
they have
Cam.
But they're going to use Cam a little bit, and they're going to slowly, what's going to happen. The Bears have their guy. Jacksonville has their guy. Like, those guys that went in the first round, those are the guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like they're like, oh, I
And
wonder.
the Patriots are on here, but it's like
Patriots are number
That
2,
is-
but
Patriots
that
are number
would just
2.
be weird.
That would be scary, though.
Yeah, but that would just be
That
weird.
trade wouldn't work out, though.
it wouldn't work out.
I
But
don't
if
understand
Aaron
that.
Rodgers was on the Patriots, it would
Unless you're
unbelievable.
involving Mac Jones, and then you have what are you gonna have? Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton? Here's the thing about the
Sure.
NFL that no one realizes: these trades, they're not like the NBA. And unless it starts trending that way, these trades aren't gonna happen. Where you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna send over Justin Herbert 2 first-round picks and
Yeah, I don't know. How
Joey
it works,
Bosa for Aaron Rodgers. It's
yeah,
just
it's
not,
not.
how it
They
works.
don't do. Yeah, Mostly, it's all draft picks.
Is there
pretty
a-
much.
is
Going to
there
be a lot of draft picks.
Because it's
Okay,
all
who's
it's
gonna
all
have-
based on the future.
That's why I think go to number one. Who's number one?
Number one is the 49ers.
The four. Yeah, we already talked about that. But what
else we
baffles
got?
me is even though it's not on the West
Raiders,
Coast, why
Broncos.
don't you have Miami on this list? They make the the second
Miami
most, if
makes
not the
such a-
first most. I would say
yeah.
that I would put them on the same plane as the Broncos. You can get Tua, give them Tua, and Miami has a bunch of young talent, young assets to give up in that trade. And
Yeah, but
a
I'm not.
bunch of
I'm not
picks.
really too high on Tua. I don't.
No, I don't think
I'm not
anyone
either.
is. And I think that would be the perfect opportunity for you to close on that window right away. Devontae Parker, you just drafted Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
You have
Dude,
Mike
they're gonna be so
Gesicki.
good.
I mean, their defense was one of the best in the NFL, if not the best in the NFL last
I
year.
think they were top 3. I think last year it was like the Colts, the Steelers, and the Dolphins.
You're
were
in a
up that
prime city,
conversation.
Miami. I mean, it's where you want to be. I mean,
Hella
for me,
Yeah, dude.
You know Aaron Rodgers got a big nose. He's probably hitting some lines.
but the dude can't chug though. Can we
I
just talk
know.
about how
Aaron Rodgers
David
is
Bakhtiari absolutely fooled
so
that dude?
sorry at chugging.
Yeah,
man.
that was so sorry. Like he shouldn't have even tried. Like
know.
at that point, if you're not
You
gonna
know
finish
what?
it, you can't try.
You know what
And
exactly
with the
what he
camera on
reminded
you,
me
it's
of?
like you do some things that you think you can't.
That's
Camera
he.
on.
It reminded me of you when you try to like chug or bong a beer.
No.
It
I
literally.
I looked at it. I'm like,
But
Alright.
you would do better than Aaron
he
Rodgers.
was. I know.
Let's end the segment with what is the one team? We'll go around.
All right.
What is the one team that you would want, like not like regardless of any,
Regardless?
like regardless
Trades
of
don't
any
really matter?
trades, yeah,
Okay.
just like one team that you would like. Okay, that team's not only a Super Bowl contender, they're the favorite.
Pittsburgh.
Oh wow,
That's a really good pick, actually.
Yeah.
it's not
Because
a bad
right
pick.
now they have a-
Travis coming out of the woodwork.
Well, I was thinking. I just kind of went to Cleveland. I'm like, nah, Cincy.
I mean,
Nah. Then I'm like,
Cincy-
Stayed in,
Pittsburgh's
the,
near.
stayed in the AFC North.
Yeah. That's all I know.
I would say either the 49ers or the Browns.
The Browns would be crazy.
The Browns,
yeah.
I think the Browns might be the number one. But here's the thing: if you're a Browns fan, obviously you have a lot of Browns listeners since we're in Cleveland. But if you're a Browns fan, would you trade one Super Bowl, even if like you got like 2 or 3 years out of Aaron Rodgers, or say he plays a year or two? And
I
wins
answer
the
that
Super
for them.
Bowl?
Absolutely. If you had a guaranteed Super
But
Bowl
like a
win
lot
coming
of,
up,
but a lot of
Are you
people like
getting it?
the
Are you getting
Browns.
that?
The Browns fans are so infatuated with their guys that they will never look past that. That
Yeah.
they'll say, "No, I wouldn't want that." When they just don't, they have short-term memory loss from everything that just happened. Like
yeah.
a year
And
ago.
all those tweets where it's like, "Let me fix this," and it's Baker greater than Aaron Rodgers. Like,
It's like,
seriously?
man, come on. Like, if you had a guarantee that Aaron Rodgers is going to come in here and win a Super Bowl tomorrow, if you're a Cleveland fan, if you're any fan, you're taking that because you know how tough it is to get to that point.
yeah.
So
I like the Steelers is good. The Browns is good. I think the Titans would be a good.
Titans is also a good one.
Because like right now, Ryan Tannehill's a really good quarterback, but he gets in these cold spells throughout the season, and they fall off heavy and they
But their
lose.
defense is just
What
so
about the
inconsistent.
Bills?
Josh Allen's good enough. I
Yeah,
don't-
Josh Allen. What? Yeah, no, they're not going to.
Josh Allen's like
That's
a
one of the
top
few
5
teams.
quarterback.
Yeah, that's one of the few teams that
Okay.
you're not going to.
It's not going to make that much of a difference having Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen, I think,
Yeah.
because
And you have a future with him.
you have arm strength, athleticism.
That guy just paid me for
Speed.
those. I hit on Target, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I hit at Target, got a bunch of select boxes, and I'm just telling you because
So gamble? You're gambling?
He's gambling. He has a gambling
nah, I just got a fat pack. I just sold
Did he
3
Venmo
fat
you?
packs for $40. Yeah, he just PayPal me
then
$127.
You pay me for the beer then.
Oh!
Yeah.
$19 for tuna.
Yeah.
and-
Richie, you owe me $10.
Anyway, we're gonna get into it all today. Obviously, we talked a little bit about Aaron Rodgers. We want to address it because obviously that's the most. Obviously, that's in the news.
Pretty hot topic.
By the way, everyone, before this, I was like, what is happening in the sports world?
Travis
That's
is
where
a
I'm
little,
at.
little in the underground, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to get into this baseball talk.
Yeah, I want to like. For me personally, I'll start out with just talking about the Dodgers. And Travis, you can stand over there silent because we know you don't
Alright.
know shit.
Can I get off camera? Can we grab another beer?
Yeah, go ahead. Grab me a
Alright.
drink too.
Our
But
drinks are right here. I guess.
oh shoot. But I want to talk about this Dodger skid. Now, mind you, these numbers are from. I keep hitting the mic. My bad. These numbers are from a day ago, but so I ran the numbers. The Dodgers are in a skid right now, man. They had lost 9 of their last 14 games. And they struck out over 130 times. 130 times. That's like 9.5 strikeouts per game. The Dodgers.
Yeah, and okay, I'm like concerned, but I'm not.
It's April, or it's May now.
It's so early in the season. They have so much time to get together. They're coming off of their World Series win, so it's like I'm not too concerned.
It's just there's so much expectation. They started off the
That's
season
what I'm saying.
so
like they're,
hot.
They're gonna be eyes are gonna be pinned on them all season.
Mookie's in a slump.
Yeah, they're gonna go through a little bit of a downhaul, but like, dude, I'm not worried. They have so much talent on that team to pick it back up. I mean,
Yeah, but now you have the Padres in that division, who are another super team. So it's like baseball's actually
but it's
fun
the
right
Dodgers
now.
though.
Yeah, but like here's the thing about it too.
Let me know if you guys want me to look up there.
May just went out for the season. We know how injury prone all their other pitchers in general in the MLB are just injury ridden. Seems like every other year your day one starter is going out with Tommy John.
Yeah, having to find a consistent pitcher that doesn't get hurt is pretty tough to do.
But it's like that's the one thing that's the Achilles heel of them. Where I mean their offense is so good and they're so deep that it's like I don't know, man. It's the Padres. If the Padres weren't in that division, I wouldn't be nervous at all. But the Padres have been baby boying them, and I mean dude Blake
so
Snell is disgusting.
this is-
and Yu Darvish has been gross again.
Yeah, but this is what I think. You know, like I was saying, they have eyes on them. They have to perform like the World Series winning team, so that when they have a little bit of a downhill slip, everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna blow it. They suck." But how many teams throughout the 170,000 games that they play in a year, dude, they go through these little like 10, 20 game cold spells? Unless they're having like a crazy season that it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's normal for teams, I feel like, to go through these little droughts. You know what I mean?
guess you just don't see it as much with the Dodgers. It's so unusual for people.
Yeah.
Even though we're only in May, obviously there's
like,
still
what
a
have
lot
we
of
played?
baseball
Like, what?
season.
How many games have we played? 30?
Let me check to see how many games the Dodgers have played. But I don't know. It's just like looking at them. It's you're held to a certain expectation, as
I
with
get
any
that.
team that
Yeah.
like makes that like.
But, like,
makes
how
all
did
the
you.
moves that
What
they
about
have.
when, like, all those expectations on Tampa Bay last year when they were, like, what, 5-4, and they just got blown out by 50 by the Saints?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, whoa, like, they're not even a playoff team. You know what I
Right.
mean? I feel like when you have all those expectations, any sort of drought that you have, people that just blow it out of proportion.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I
mean,
do
the media
think
is-
that over 130 strikeouts in
That's a lot of
14 games is
strikeouts.
like, that's like, whoa, come on now. But I'm not.
That's like, whoa, dude, chill out, though. But the funny thing is like they got off to such a hot start that they're still only 2 games back. And you know who's the Padres aren't even in first. It's San Francisco.
Really?
Yes. And San Francisco is just depleted, so it's like I've obviously got a bunch of young talent, but it's like San Francisco?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not too. Give it after the All-Star break, even before the All-Star break. I think that they'll.
I'm excited for
Hop on their
baseball
horse.
this year. I mean, there's just I've said it before, young talent out the waz here.
Yeah, it's
Tatis.
It sucks. Oh my god, that dude's so freaking good.
Mookie.
But it sucks to be like really invested in it when the team that you love just is.
The Indians aren't bad.
They're not bad, but it's like I don't know. I've lost
Their
like
offense is just
I've lost my
eh.
spark. You know,
Yeah.
the only person that's carrying me is Jose.
And Franmil. I mean, Franmil's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
like,
there's no one exciting to watch on. I mean, except for Shane Bieber
yeah,
and the rest of the pitching staff.
it's
I mean,
just upsetting because like you look at where we were.
oh yeah, you're always gonna look back, and it's
So-
like you gotta pay it. I'm not even gonna get into this because I'll get on a tangent. But speaking of excitement that we've lost, Lindor starting off his tenure with the New York Mets,
Rough to.
hit me
Say
with
the
some
least.
stats.
What do you want to hear? Short term or long term stats? 'Cause-
Short term.
Well, the last 3 games that he played, he has not 1 for 9. He's been up to bat not 9 times, 10 times, and he has 1
Hey,
hit.
we can hear you.
His last 7 games, he's had 26 at bats and 1 hit. Last 15 games, 59 at bats, 8 hits, and over the whole season, I think 30 games. Is that what we're on? Around pretty
Around
much
30 or 40 games.
Yeah, he has 92 at bats with 15 hits, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. Over the last 7 games, he's hitting a .03.
Let me ask you this:
percentage.
do you think that's the pressure of being in New York right now?
Let's think about it. He goes to New York, one of what would say a pretty popular place to be. He just signed for a 10-year, God knows how much money contract.
$1 million contract.
And he's expected to go in there and be the guy to take them to the World Series. You know what I mean? So it could be that. Because in Cleveland, he was that guy, but he had time to get to being that guy.
And there's not as much pressure because everyone loved him regardless.
Yeah,
if he went into a slump, New York Mets fans 30 or 40 games into his Mets career are already booing him.
Discounting him. Like, yeah, we traded. We need to get rid of him. Like, dude, like, come on. So, yeah, he is starting off horrendous. I mean, he can't hit the ball to save his life right now. But I do think when you think about the major contract, the move to the new place, a different team dynamic, different coaching dynamic, I mean, it's a lot mentally that can take a toll on someone. I don't know how much or how long it's going to take for him to pop out of this slump and for the Mets to get on a hot streak, but it's definitely concerning. If you're like the GM or head coach of the Mets and like the guy you just spent however many $1 million on for the next 10 years is starting off really shitty, do you get concerned or are you kind of just like, give it time, it'll be all right, you know what I mean?
Well, I think with the Mets, I mean, they've been so bad for so long. I mean, not even so bad for so long because they just went to the World Series. I mean, seems like a decade ago, which it might have been a decade ago. Let's check that out.
Yeah,
Look that up. I don't remember what year they went to the. I mean, they still had DeGrom, so it wasn't that long ago. But I mean, the Mets. They got Pete Alonso. They got some young guys there that they play ball. It's just developing that. It feels like we're always here with the Mets. We're developing that young talent. We're getting so now there's actually expectations that are there, and I'm sure Lindor feels it.
Right. Real quick, they were in the World Series in 2015 against the Royals.
2015. See that team. I mean, the Mets have everything on paper to go to a World Series. They have the best pitcher in baseball. Who's Can you pull up Jacob deGrom's ERA right now? Last time I checked, Jacob deGrom had a .54 ERA.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
0.51.
0.51 ERA.
Yeah.
For a starting pitcher?
It's like he's only pitching to Lindor right now, pretty much. Based on how he's hitting. That's honestly.
If he continues what he's doing right now, he'll go down as he'll have the greatest season ever by a
season
pitcher.
in pitcher history. Oh, absolutely.
And like Syndergaard's coming back. They have Stroman. They have guys on the back end. I don't know if they still have Wheeler. They might have Wheeler. But the guys, just their rotations, they've had, when they went to the World Series, that's when they had Syndergaard healthy. They had Steven Matz throwing well. And now they have the offense to go with it. So they have Pete Alonso. They have Lindor, the polar bear. I mean, that dude, I'm just going to K like 15 million times per year, but
yeah, he'll hit you a couple big home runs though. It'll be, it's all worth it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But just real quick, I looked up Shane Bieber's ERA. It's 2.99.
2.99. That's still good.
Yeah, it's definitely not 0.5.
Well, it's because of his last start, he gave up a few more runs than expected, and that dropped him down. I mean, that's kind of crazy. We're getting to that point where Jacob deGrom's so good that we look at Shane Bieber's ERA and we're like, that's kind of high.
It sucks.
But that's really low.
That's unnaturally low. But if I had to give my prediction on Franny, I think he's going to get adjusted to the team and the culture and his spot there. And, dude, he's so good at baseball. I mean, he'll just He'll figure it out, and
He'll find
yeah.
his way. I don't like the way he left the Indians because he started making like comments about how he told the Cleveland media he didn't want to be called Frankie, that it was always Franklin. Like
Whatever.
I don't really get
I
it.
think
Like,
it would have been nice if he just left happy and people wouldn't have been as
But-
upset about it. But yeah,
also going back to the Indians, did you see that Angel Hernandez
yeah, I
umpiring
didn't.
crew?
So I didn't see what happened.
So the Indians had a fly ball hit out to the warning track. Oh, no, the Royals hit a ball out to the warning track. That new rookie in center field. Oh, I'm sorry. Or maybe it was Framiel. Got under the ball, botched it, hit off the warning track, went into the wall. So the Royals runner on second, can't remember who was on second. It might have been Witt. It might have been Witt.
Travis,
Merrifield.
pull this clip up. So I
Yeah,
can
pull
see
this
it.
clip up, Trev. Good call, man. But anyway, it might have been Whit Merrifield, but he was playing halfway because he didn't know if this was going to get over the head of Franmil or not.
Am I looking up?
And look up Angel
My bad.
Angel Hernandez. Angel Hernandez umpire crew miscall Indians Kansas City. So anyway, Whit Merrifield is like halfway. He's waiting for the ball to drop and looking at the umpire to make a call. Well, in the MLB, it's not like high school. They have umpires at first, second, and third. And they literally got a wide shot of all of them. And as the ball was dropping,
Oh, I guess you could do it like this.
yeah, it's good. So you see he hits a fly ball.
Well, big screen this motherfucker.
It won't let me.
Wait, what the heck just happened?
Josh Naylor so they dropped the ball, but he's trying to see, or is that Mondesi? Might be Whit Merrifield. It looked like Whit Merrifield.
Go back a little bit to the beginning.
Yeah, so Salvador Perez hits a ball out to the warning track. Look, watch. So he hits his ball.
Did he catch this?
So that's why Whit was looking at the umpire, because he's trying to see whether or not he caught it, because he can't obviously see the ball. So he's halfway trying to figure out where to go. So he stops midway. He was on his way to third. He stops midway. No umpire at all during this. They're going to show like an instant replay. No umpire makes a call here. They all just stand there. And then at the end of it, because of the confusion, even though he was tagged out, you see Ramirez coming back. Even though he was tagged out, they awarded him third base because they screwed up.
It's kind of.
Terry came out hot.
Didn't he get ejected?
I don't know if he got ejected, but I know he said in a post game, he's like, why is it? He said to Angel Hernandez, because Angel Hernandez is known to do shit like this, but he was like, why is it always when you're calling the game that it ends up like this? Because he's just so
what a
bad.
savage.
His crew is just so bad.
Do you, sorry. Do
Go ahead.
umpires then, like what you're saying, they have a crew usually?
Yeah, they
So,
have
like,
a crew.
The umpires always umpire together.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing with NBA?
I don't know if
I
they
don't
do the
think
same
so.
way.
I never knew that, to be honest.
Well, I will say
I
this.
think
The
that's just
MLB
the MLB.
is probably the best officiated sport out of all the sports.
MLB?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely not NFL, man.
Definitely not NFL.
That shit's low-key
NBA
trash.
is... No. I mean, MLB is a lot more proficient. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that real quick.
That's when things
was-
got weird.
It was crazy.
That's kind of wild because even though there was confusion, he got tagged. He was off the bases, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Why? If I was that dude, I would just go to third.
well, no,
Right?
he thought he caught the ball. So
He
he's
thought he
like,
caught
"Shit, I
the
have to
ball,
go
so
back."
he's like, oh, wait, did he catch the ball or did he drop it? Did he catch it? Did he drop it?
I would just want
So-
third. Or stay a second. Screw it.
Couldn't.
Whoa.
There was a man on first. I'm pretty sure there was a man on first, wasn't there?
That's
No.
pretty wild.
No.
But, I mean, then you miss a chance to advance to third.
Yeah, didn't we win that game 5-4?
Yeah, we ended up winning.
So that could have been the run to save the game, Travis.
But I just want to mention that in real quick. Hey, Trav, here's a conversation you can join in.
All right, what's
Did you hear Draymond's comments?
Draymond.
Draymond Green. Your mic isn't even on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's on.
My mic is on. My headphones aren't on.
Yeah,
No,
Headphones aren't even on. I misspoke.
So Draymond Green said that teams are terrified of seeing Steph Curry in a playing game, or seeing him at all.
Should we talk about the play-in game first before we?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. Because like the Lakers are what, 6?
They're the 5th seed now after they won against Denver.
Okay. And so now what's new with that is there's a play-in.
There's a play-in for the 7 and 8, or there's a play-in for each. So 7.
I thought it was just the 8
And that's
seed.
coming
No,
up.
7
right?
will have to play 10, and 8 will have to play 9.
And that's like coming up.
I mean, we're coming to the end of the season.
Yeah, I would love to watch those games.
But, I mean, obviously LeBron has sour grapes, said that whoever came up with that should be fired.
Yeah.
But that's just because LeBron's in the 7th seed.
Yeah. You know,
LeBron's
if he was,
really been getting on my nerves lately,
dude.
man.
You know, if he was number 1, he'd be like, "Well, this makes sense.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
this is fun. This is a way to
Yeah,
fun up
this
the
is
game.
a way to play,
I don't know.
basketball."
I don't know how I feel about the idea. I mean,
I don't
Why
know how
not?
to do either.
I like
it's
it.
a one-game
It's
like
fun,
risk
but,
it all
like-
type of thing.
It's,
I
it's
don't know.
like a wild card.
I mean, too, you
Right?
got to think about it,
It's-
too.
yeah,
Like,
it's kinda
the
like a
one,
wild card
the
game.
1 through the 8 seed, except for the We Believe Warriors, like, it's always just a bloodbath. So it's like, at least have some fun in the early rounds, quote-unquote, early rounds,
yeah,
and play a playing game. That way
Yeah.
you get some more entertaining.
I like that.
Games.
So what's with Draymond then?
So pretty much, he said like
Everyone is terrified.
teams are scared. They don't want to see them in the play-in game because
Here's why I wanted to talk about it, and this is a hot, and I'm gonna go off right now. But like, I have
Go off.
never seen so much hype, and this could be the Cleveland bias in me. It could not be. I don't know. Tell me if you feel the same, because I know you too like Steph Curry. I've never seen so much hype surrounding a dude who is the 10th seed in the West right now. Has been healthy the entire year. He's the 10th seed in the West right now. He's putting up numbers, but he is getting
Has he
called
been
for
healthy
MVP
all year?
pretty much all year.
yeah.
But he's been being called the MVP of this
Holy
year.
shit! The Knicks are the 4 seed.
Dude, the Knicks have been popping
The
off.
Knicks. Julius
gosh.
Randle. Is
Julius
a
Randle.
monster.
Anthony Jones.
Oh my gosh, chill out. Julius Randle is getting MVP votes.
No, he's actually really good though.
Yeah.
He is
I
really
always
good.
thought I didn't think he was going to be this good, but I always
Oh
thought he was
shoot!
a good
The
player.
Lakers are the, it says the 6 seed right now.
But anyway,
Man.
interrupt me. But
doesn't.
a 10 seed is getting all this love and all this,
9th.
you know. Oh, I'm sorry, they're 9th. Sorry. But, like, if LeBron James was doing this right now, or if Kevin Durant, or if Giannis was a 9 seed right now, we would be all over them. No matter how many points they were putting up, no matter how many, triple doubles they were putting up, we'd
Yeah.
be all over them because it's Steph Curry. Because everyone can strive to be like. That's always the argument. Everyone,
It's the new NBA.
a kid shooting in the backyard can shoot like Stephen Curry, and like, oh my gosh, like, isn't that so amazing that like he's like us, man, like
Yeah.
he's like us.
Oh, he's average.
Yeah, never mind like everything else like that Steph Curry like all
Yeah, he's definitely a
his
good player.
antics, but his antics is like exactly what I wouldn't want my kid to do on the floor. His swagger, no. I'm gonna go on a rant real quick.
I would enjoy if my kid was.
His
shaking.
swagger,
Absolutely.
his
Be like,
swagger,
"All right, shooter."
his swagger is self-manufactured. It's not real swagger. So it's like it's kind of like, come on, man.
I don't
you're
know what
you're
that
out here
means.
doing. I'm talking about when you hit a 3 and you're out here doing the Bernie at half court. You look like a clown. And it's like immediately at.
So you think he's just doing it because he doesn't know what to do and he's just gonna do
No,
it?
I think
I'm
that
getting
he's
a little 2015, 2017.
no.
Heat coming back, a little backlash.
No. But I think that it's all like
His walls are the.
it's like it's kind of like when you were a kid, and I'm gonna bring you into this because you were like this.
That's fine.
But like, you talk.
Maybe that's why I don't understand.
You talk all that game, and then if you get like, if you get your shit taken, like you turn around and you're throwing a fit. You're
Steph
throwing.
does that?
Bro, you have to rewind to 2016 when he threw
That's
him
what
his
Joe
mouth.
is saying.
His
Well, yeah,
mouth.
That's 2016.
But what I'm saying is he still does that stuff to this day.
To this
day. To this day. 2016 when he threw his mouthpiece at a fan. Literally at a fan when he didn't get, his antics on the court are what bothered me.
Yeah.
It's like that's
I can see
where
that.
to me it's like manufactured swagger. Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, how real is this? Where it's when it's not going your way, you're gonna sit in the corner and pout or something
Yeah.
like that. It's
Yeah.
like that's where I get frustrated with him. He's gonna go down as the best shooter of all time. There's no sour grapes on that. What I get sour grapes on is
Hey, a long walk. For
Dude,
some-
that's the first thing I thought of, man.
Stop. I knew it too. But the first thing that comes to my mind is when Dame is cold, he's just cold. He knows it.
Yeah.
Like
Dame's
he
a
carry
I don't think I
He
can
carries-
respect Dame
Man.
more than I respect him.
he carries
Like-
that swagger on him, and then
Yeah.
Steph was a little
It's-
more
I
like
get what you're saying.
I'm that man type deal instead of like I'm that man like
Right.
do the shimmy like and everyone makes fun like
Yeah.
Chris Paul like
Like, let the
playing
game
fun
talk.
like let your game talk a little
Yeah.
bit more.
I
like-
agree with that. I
I
definitely
can
agree
see
with that.
that was a good comparison to Dame because
Yeah.
like when Dame's off and the Trailblazers are off, he's still as cool as ice. Like he's always so just
Yeah.
badass.
And even when he's hot, he's
That
casual.
just is what annoys me about like
Yeah,
Steph's
he's
game.
sick.
But like he's gonna go down as the greatest shooter of all time.
Well, this is my thing too. Is like when you're one of these all stars like LeBron and Kawhi and Kevin or whatever, you're held to a standard of
That
being,
Steph's not being held at. That's
yeah,
what
they're
I'm
the
saying.
10 seed and people or the 9 seed and it's like Steph Curry MVP, but it's like
People are going
without a
ballistic.
playing
They're-
game,
yeah,
they wouldn't
they're
even be in the playoffs
50.
right now.
Yeah, they're
Like,
500 right now.
So I don't know.
That's what I want to talk about is like I've seen talks like recently on Steph Curry on how you can compare it to Jordan
Nope.
or you can compare it to I forgot the other guy's name, but
Well, gotta be important if Jordan was.
yeah,
I know, seriously, what-
basically, or it was Steve Kerr said it, and then this other point guard I forget like that retired, but they were both like they're both like yeah I see resemblance in resemblance in Tim Duncan. Because
What?
of like how he handles himself on the court.
He
And how
doesn't
he's-
like
how he's so like like what's the word I'm looking for? But like how Tim Duncan's just like good, like a good,
fundamentally sound.
no, like the way he is. As
like
a
he's just
player.
His
like
character.
meh.
his character, kind of, and then he can just turn it on, or he can be like Jordan, but like you expect that from Steph.
Yeah,
But
I don't see that.
yeah, I don't see it either, and that's recently while he's in the 9, like what you're saying, the 9 seed. Like I just saw that on Twitter like a couple days ago.
I just don't get that comparison at all. You
Right.
can't compare anyone to Tim Duncan
You can
Right.
compare,
in terms of their characteristics.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tim Duncan was like, you can tell he had that fire, and Steph has that fire, like a competitive fire. That's not saying he doesn't, but I'm saying like Steph does it in a different way where it's like that's why I said like I wouldn't want my kids to carry that like characteristic of
like a
like
stubbornness.
his body language and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not trying to be
Yeah.
like old school, like get off my lawn type deal. It's more or less supposed to be, if you have that swagger, have that swagger. But I guess that's kind of too like the baseball in me coming out because like if you're a pitcher or something like that, you strike out 3 straight, you're walking off the mound like looking down at the ground like I'm that man.
Yeah.
Like-
this is what Steve Kerr said. So the combination of humility and humor and then total comments on the floor. And a lot of people who have the humor and the humility usually go guys like that are the ones who are at the end of the bench. Quote from Steve Kerr.
But here's the thing
Like
too.
you, Steve Kerr?
Humility humility too, and like obviously we can only go off what we see, but Steph Curry saying he should be the MVP. Like, when was the last time you heard Tim Duncan say something like that? Tim Duncan just knew he's one of the best power forwards in the game. And obviously in some instances like that kind of enhances your swagger a little bit more. Like if you just won a finals MVP and you get up there and says I want my damn respect too. Like that was a hard that's hard. Like that's a hard line from LeBron. Like
Well, yeah,
I
because
respect
you go
that.
into that year after all the shit that happened and all the shit he
Right.
got and if all this stuff and he comes out.
I think if
That's
Steph
weird,
I
huh?
think if Steph handled it like that, there would be a lot more Steph supporters. And oh wow.
yeah, we're totally off
Sorry.
time.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter, so it can get out of hand. So
But like if Steph carried himself in that manner, there would be a whole lot more Steph fans than there are Steph haters.
I agree.
It's hard.
I don't
know. It's hard to like really like him because we're all biased in a certain sense.
Right.
But like you can't. I respect his game because you can't not. He's so good. But it's hard to respect him more when he does. When he acts childish and.
Yeah.
I just think that the media doesn't bring that out enough, or like anyone else. Because
dude,
if you
media
bring that
is
up,
obsessed with
especially like even us saying this, like we're gonna get dogged on because we're from Cleveland and we have this bias towards him. Like, yeah, I have a little bit of bias towards Steph Curry, but the hate and not hate, but like my dislike for his functions of this game, like I think that's warranted. And I think a lot of people will see, like, they want to put up the smoke screen and be like, oh, you got to respect everything he does shooting-wise and not analyze everything else in his game like we do any other players.
Yeah.
It's like just because he's smaller than LeBron James, he's not as athletic as Zion Williamson, it doesn't mean that we should be taking less off of him in terms of, accountability. Because even in those finals, like the 2015 finals, literally, Andre Iguodala got the MVP.
Yeah.
Because he held LeBron to like 30, 12, and 12. Like, that's crack.
I remember when people were
Steph like choked. Even in 2016.
Yeah.
Like, Steph had a good start to the series.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good end to the series. And then but we never held him accountable like we held LeBron James. People
so true.
People still talk about the Miami finals against Dallas and how bad LeBron was in that series. We still talk about it.
Yeah.
But since it's Steph Curry and he
Revolution.
Yeah, he made the game into what it is today, which you have to give him his respect for that standpoint. I just feel like the accountability factor needs to be put in play for all great players in the NBA. If we're talking about MVP conversations,
I totally agree.
If we're talking about greatest of all time, if we're putting you into that mantra, we need to see that you're doing it.
Yeah, I think they had that run because of the team, and then they brought KD on. Mm-hmm. Steph's a great player. Like, again, like what you said, best shooter of all time. I totally agree. But like what you said, in a finals position, like I don't think he'll ever get there again, to be honest.
Too many injuries, and it just he's not going to carry a team on his own to the finals.
He's not going to carry, exactly.
If I had to pick one guy to bring with me to the finals, I would pick LeBron James, and I don't think anyone could disagree with that. But like, you can't say you'd bring Kevin Durant, you can't say you'd bring too many injury issues.
Yeah.
You can't say you would bring James Harden. You can't say you would bring Giannis.
But is he out for what's with Harden? Is he out for the year?
No, he's out for the year. He's on indefinitely.
Definitely, but he's going to make a playoff run if they go far enough, I feel like.
Yeah, but it's like any of those guys, it's like big moment, big time in that stage. LeBron has been there so many other times, and that matters that I want him there. Yeah. And it's like the circumstances really, they cease to matter when it's LeBron James. And that's crazy.
A little bit switch up, but still basketball talk. I could not be more irritated with what the Cavs just did. Why in the world would they sign Anderson
Varejao?
What the hell are they doing?
They did that because they're like, oh, we don't got a playoff run. Let's just
come on, man! You gotta love that pickup.
This absolute bum ass.
No.
One of the worst Cavs in the history of Cleveland
Cavaliers.
Whoa.
No. Hey.
Everyone was so hype on this dude with wearing their afros to the game.
Dude, he was.
Are you serious?
All Anderson Varejao was that kid who always put in all the effort but had no skill.
Oh my gosh,
I
Joey,
put
what a
Anderson
terrible
Varejao
take.
up with Joakim Noah.
What a terrible
James
take,
Harden. All
man.
those dudes are on my hate level.
Gosh, you're kidding.
James Harden's on your hate level? I thought you loved James Harden.
Dude, he hates James Harden. What, have you been on this podcast before?
That dude sucks.
Dude, it's funny that you say Joakim Noah because they low-key look alike.
That's what dude, that's one of the reasons why.
Stop.
No,
you cannot be more wrong right now.
I will give literally zero respect to
the
that
only
dude.
right there is they look alike, but
no respect.
You kidding me? He's like the charge master. He's like
dude.
Yeah, okay.
3 charges a game.
You do literally if you want to talk about Steph Curry revolutionizing the game, Anderson Varejao revolutionized the flop.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
He revolutionized the flop.
You want to be proud of that?
That dude sucks.
I mean,
That dude
That's my guy who did it.
sucks.
He doesn't suck.
What has he ever done?
I mean, he was the second leading scorer on the Cavs for a little bit
Yeah.
there.
Which did what?
When it was him and Z, man, you couldn't stop him.
Come on.
They got stopped
I
all
don't
the
know.
time.
I don't know about that one, but hey.
And then what really
It was
solidified
only it's a 10-day though, right?
what really
Yeah, it's a
solidified me
10-day.
hating him was when he
He
went to the Warriors.
Nah, I
Are
would
you
say-
kidding
That would
me?
be the only basis for why I would say
Get out of my
You know,
face,
and then
you
he
scrub.
acted the way he did, which if he didn't act the way he did,
Yeah,
then
like
I'd
he
be
was
like
so
a lot
hyped,
more.
dude. No.
And then we got Bogut. You remember that?
Yeah,
And he tore his
He
ACL
tore
like
his
the
ACL
first
first
second.
game. First game.
Gone. See ya.
Wait, did Varejao win a ring with the Warriors?
Yeah,
Or we
he did.
Oh, I thought we.
No,
beat
he
them.
didn't. No, we
didn't.
won that. That's when he
We
won in
beat them.
2016. We beat him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
come on.
But he got it. He
Hate.
could have accepted a ring too. So either way, he would have made a yeah, but he didn't want it, and like fans didn't want him to get it because what he did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know about
So yeah, I
that.
absolutely hate that dude.
All right, Joe. Joe's got some.
Do you
So
wanna
let's get into this.
back to the NFL?
Let's get back into the NFL. I want to talk about this. Obviously, you guys have seen all my content has been up. The NFL draft was a crazy experience,
I think top
and
five.
one that I won't
I
forget.
think we'll do top five.
Top 5.
Top five highest draft grades
Are you
from
gonna
the
pull it up?
previous draft.
Yes.
I can send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah. When you
Also,
while
the
you send
Indians
him the
won.
link,
We're in 1st.
I'm gonna tell him the story about
No.
how I got into the NFL draft.
Go ahead.
On this list, the Chicago Bears are the number one team there.
So we went to the draft to film some content, and it was originally supposed to be all three of us. So we went down there to Cleveland. We thought we'd have the open field to, shoot the picks, maybe shoot some fan interactions, stuff like that. Obviously, didn't go as planned.
They pretty much had the entire half of that city blocked off by fences.
Oh my gosh,
You
it
couldn't even
was
see anything.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I went down to right next to the white tent where the One Pass app is.
Oh,
Is
zoom
we
in a little bit. Okay,
we're
go.
down there, and I told Joey, what did I say to you? I was like,
PA.
what are the odds I get into the media tent and say, hey, would I be able to get credentialed?
Well, that was even before we even tried to get the free tickets.
I know.
You
I was
know
like,
what I mean?
yeah, I was like low key, like, should I try? So, obviously, you guys know I write for Cleveland Sports Talk, so I know that they got credentialed before. So I started, with that, and I said, hey, do you think, I can get credentialed? I work with Cleveland Sports Talk, and they were like, yeah, definitely, you can definitely get credentialed, and I was asking about my guys over here, and they wouldn't let them in.
I'm like, I'm his producer.
Yeah, I know. I was like, even if they're recording me, like, you can't let me in. They're like, no, can't do it. And then they told me, they were like, hey, there's this little slab of, like, vaccinated fans you can't go near. You can't go near that slab.
Can't?
Can't. Yeah, so I was in a place where I shouldn't have been.
But aren't you vaccinated?
No.
Oh.
Well, you got that COVID because he's a weak body.
I mean, you're laughing. You literally got COVID.
Joe?
Yeah.
I didn't have COVID.
No.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's crazy.
All right, go ahead, though.
But
It's
anyway,
your
I
time.
go down the street. I see a lady in a yellow jacket, and the media tent's different, or the media entrance is different from the regular fan entrance because I'm built different. But this lady was talking to this dude in a souped-up suit, had this plaid purple and pink suit on.
He looked important.
Yeah,
He did.
He did. So I walk up to this lady, and I was like wondering, and she was like, "Just you two?" And she's pointing to me and the dude in the suit,
I was
and I'm
so
like,
confused.
I was too. It was like almost like you were sending me off to college.
But you,
Like I look back.
You played it because, I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you played it to where I was like, and Joe was like, oh, no, like, that's the media
Yeah,
girl.
that's what
was
I thought,
like,
too.
Oh, interesting. I'm like, now I think about it, I don't think that was what was
Because
supposed to
she
happen.
told me to go up and to the left, and I went down. I went straight down. And I remember looking back at you guys. It was like a kid going off to college. I was like, can my guys come with me? Like, they're my. She's like, are they credentialed? And I'm like, no. And she's like,
Have fun.
yeah,
We
no,
love you.
Can't. So we go down there, and this lady's like, oh, I heard you. She's talking to the dude in the suit, like, oh, I heard you had trouble getting in. And the dude's like, yeah, there were dogs barking and all that. She's like, yeah, those are the drug dogs and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, it's been really strict down here. Run DMC just got denied at the door. Run DMC announced one of the picks. And
They got denied.
yeah, he got denied. So
Imagine.
the lady keeps
You know who I
walking,
am.
The lady keeps walking,
Oh,
and
crap.
she gets on her microphone, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm here with the player's family right now." And I'm like, "Where the hell am I at?" So I'm starting to walk down like towards the white tent, and like I get like put through this metal detector and all this, and I end up like at the pathway of the white fence, or the white tent.
And that's where the families are?
That's where all the families are. So I walk down the tent. They're like,
Talk
"Are you
about
credentialed?"
cubicles.
Yeah. I walk down the tent. Saw Zach Wilson. Literally saw Mac Jones.
Damn.
I saw all of them sitting there, and then I like literally sat right behind their families. Nah, that part's all cap. I went out to that unvaccinated fan zone. But like the guy, like I could have went in there, but the guy, yeah, the vaccinated,
All the
unvac-
COVID people.
They all have COVID, and they're just breeding COVID in
Yeah.
there. But like the guy, like I almost tried to get into the tent because I knew where I was at wasn't where I was supposed to be, and there was this big guard, and he's like, "You got credentials?" And I was like, "No, I'm just looking to get into the field because I didn't want to push my luck."
Yeah.
So that's how it happened, and then I ended up without a camera guy. And
got it?
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I mean, the bag was secured, and we had. I just want to say before we get started on these
Should
draft
we go
grades.
see how many views there are? Or no, you don't want to.
I mean,
But if you guys haven't seen the video yet, definitely
Yeah.
go check
Yeah.
it out.
at JC Sports, our YouTube channel, we just got it up popping. We'll have this podcast up there too. Hopefully, fingers crossed that Travis doesn't delete it. Anyway, though, but like I just want to say to everyone who interviewed, I know there was a lot of people who came up to me and asked me about my page and everything like that. I very much appreciate you guys being on there. It was fun. That one Dolphins fan, he came up to me. He's like, "I had a riot, man." He's like, "That's awesome." He's like, a lot of like, I don't get interviewed at all. I've been watching the Dolphins for my whole life and stuff like that. And he had a blast doing it. And I was like, honestly, man, this is what I did it for. So I just want to thank you all for actually participating in interviewing. I think it was a really cool experience for everyone involved. And
Got you, man.
Cleveland killed that, John. Cleveland killed that, John.
And we had fun at Pepsi Dog with a couple beers.
No,
I
got
just left these
drinks.
dudes behind, and they were just like, "Yeah, just text
We
me when you're
walked
done."
from the flats to
Yeah.
First Energy Stadium, and then walked all the way back to the flats.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was alright though.
Yeah, it was okay.
Did you Uber back or walk back?
No, I walked.
Oh, okay.
Because I was already by the
it wasn't
entrance
that
where we
bad.
were. No,
Oh,
I was
you
already.
were-
Yeah.
okay.
I made the circle around, so it wasn't bad.
All right. Well, we'll get into this. We'll start from the 5.
Check out this Excel sheet.
Start
here.
from 5. Wow.
The Miami Dolphins got the 5th highest draft grade.
Do they have any B's in there?
Yes, they have 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4, 5, and a C plus.
What do you think of their draft?
I think it's a really good draft personally because they got.
You like the Waddle pick over Devontae?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, we all know how good he is.
Yeah.
But wait, this is based off of the GPA. So like Chicago Bears is number 1.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
Whoa, way to ruin it.
well, they can see it right
Oh, yeah,
now.
they can
It's right
see.
here, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
I said that last podcast and it made no sense. So I'm really hoping that this one pays out.
This one.
Real quick, I would switch 4 and 5. I think the Dolphins had a better draft than the Jets.
Okay.
But no, I think Waddle is a great pick, and I think he's gonna be really explosive. I'm excited to watch.
I don't know. The Jets got Elijah Moore in the second round, which was a steal.
Yeah, but I'm not sold on Zach Wilson at all. Like at
Oh
all.
no, neither am I. Neither am I. That's what I would.
If he's watching,
I would probably agree with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and put him in conversation with Joakim Noah, James Harden, and
Oh my god.
Anderson Varejao. As
Stop.
I absolutely-
Stop putting Anderson Varejau's name in there, man. That's
Yeah.
so disrespectful.
He might
What
be
do you
number
have against
one.
Zach Wilson?
I don't know. I just saw
I
on
mean-
TV and I'm like, fuck this dude.
We said this at the beginning, Travis, when we were doing our podcast last time. He looks like the dude who taps the keg
He does.
at the frat house.
So does Mac Jones though.
Yeah. I mostly just feel bad
not
for
as much Mac
though.
Jones. Mac Jones' hips. Did you see his hips
Yeah.
when he was walking?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude's got some movement to them
Yeah,
things.
he's got a booty.
But I feel more bad for Mac Jones than I do for Zach Wilson. Because I feel like Mac Jones is like a decently nice guy. But like I feel like Zach Wilson carries
But we have
himself
to rip on him.
like he's this dog. Like, oh, I just got drafted number 2 overall.
The headband, baby face.
Right, like, come on,
The
man.
funny thing is Zach Wilson wasn't at this point last year in BYU,
Dude,
and now
he
all
wasn't
of a
even at this
sudden-
point at the end of the season.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
even know
in-
who
Next.
he was
No
before
one
the
knew
draft.
about this dude until the
Next.
draft. So, yeah.
Chargers.
I'm cool
The Chargers
on New
had
York
a nice.
and Miami.
The
but
Chargers had a nice draft.
Yeah, I think
Getting
they're nice.
Rashawn Slater as late as they did, they sure up that offensive line. People are putting him in the Super Bowl conversation, which I think is a little preemptive.
Yeah, well, relax. Well,
they can never stay healthy.
that is true.
Derwin James, Joey
got
Bosa,
Rivers
like
that's
they
coming back?
they got Ingram coming back.
Do they have Rivers?
What the hell are
Phillip
you
Rivers.
smoking?
He's
stay,
retired.
Just stay over there silent, real quick, okay? Just stay there silent and don't.
He was
say
on the
anything
Colts
more.
last year.
He was literally on my
Colts,
team. Your
and
best
he
friend.
retired.
We said Colts. That's what they were.
Yeah. See the chart, the C's,
Yeah, just
you know?
yeah. You
The
can just stop.
C's.
Anyway,
Chargers did a good
didn't
job.
have a bad draft.
I think 3's a really good spot for them. I don't know if I would put the Browns
I
over
would
the
put
Bears.
the Browns over. Oh, ooh.
Whoa, we're getting up in there. Just so you, if you didn't
Whoa,
know. But
Owusu Kormoa, that was a steal.
I did not think he was going to fall.
Well, it came out that there was some heart issues. They were talking about them drafting him at the number one.
That's what-
first round pick.
Yeah, some people were kind of upset that they didn't take him at the first. But
And then they come back
With-
around and then swoop him up.
with that corner that they got, him, and then
Newsome,
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt,
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. That dude's crazy fast.
Usain Bolt.
But the Bears did have a really good draft. I'm so excited to see Justin Fields play there, man.
Drafting up to get Justin Fields was one of the many great picks that they
The
had.
Bears
in
haven't
this
done
draft.
anything good in a while. Like,
They haven't.
but I
this was a
think,
home
yeah,
run.
They really got after it, especially after last season with.
Poor
I
Trubisky's
legitimately
you know?
thought that they were about to roll into the season with Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback.
Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, they just, jeez, oh man.
I literally thought that they were going to roll because they kept making those memes like, QB1, and
QB1.
people were like, oh, are they serious? And it's like, dude.
Do you know how bad Andy Dalton? He probably,
Yeah.
he probably expects it now that he's just a forever backup. But like, come on, they traded up and then they draft a quarterback. You're like, damn.
You're like, I thought I was going to get my shot to be
they
back on
really
top.
don't trust me at all.
I was thinking about how we're getting there, but imagine being Cam watching the draft and you're like, dang,
No, I
time to
think
get in the gym.
I think Cam knows though.
Cam's
I
like,
think
I was
after
ready.
last season, I think he's going to be more dedicated to just
Yeah.
teaching this kid like, hey, this is how you're going to be successful in this league. Because I
Yeah.
feel like Cam's a really stand-up guy, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of his.
Me too.
Like
Hey,
football and outside
do you
of
think you
football.
can outrun
Cam in a race?
Cam?
No.
Right now, absolutely.
I think I can too.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. We gotta get to this segment then. We're gonna introduce a new segment, and we're gonna put some of these to the test. I'm just letting you know.
How are we gonna put him?
Absolutely doubtful as hell, but okay.
How are
Did you
we?
come
I
up
have-
with
I have
a
two-
name for
I
your
have-
segment?
I have 2 facts about Joey.
Superman Icona's bold predictions.
I have-
Yeah. I like that. Or Nudes Joe's bold predictions.
Okay.
No.
I have 2 that you guys can decide on what you think would be more possible for me to do. 'Cause
No,
I think I can-
not decide. This is your
No.
statement.
I
What
think
you
I
think
could
you
do-
can do.
I think I can do both
Joe
of
Bolt.
these. I think I can do both of these, but I want you to tell me
Which
your
one's more
prediction.
crack?
Yeah. No. Which one do you think would happen more?
Okay.
So, first one is a 50-yard
Well, hold on. Before we go into it, we need to come up with a segment name.
We'll come up next
Yeah,
segment
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
got to be
This
a
is
song.
just
I
off
think.
rip.
All
But a 50-yard dash, obviously me versus Tyreek Hill. I'm within 5 yards at the end.
Okay,
Baseline
we've talked about this.
to 50-yard line.
Oh wait, 50 yards, not 100 yards
So
like we
with
talked
50
about.
yards.
So
5
if-
yards.
when he finishes, you're at the 45 or more.
Like, or if we're at the 50 and we go, I'm at the 5-yard line when he finishes the race.
Okay, 5 yards is kind of a lot to give, though.
I'm still not giving that to you.
Yeah,
What's the
okay.
other one?
I'm not giving you.
The other one is
No.
one-on-one with Pat Bev up to 21, and I score at least 8 buckets.
No. Before this was we were gonna beat him.
Well, no, I know,
Now it's
but-
8
But
buckets.
it has to be
He's
somewhat.
like, I'm on air. I gotta
It has to be somewhat realistic for you guys.
8 buckets.
8 buckets versus Pat Bev in a one-on-one, or I'm within 5 yards.
Okay, what's the game up to though?
21 by ones.
That's more realistic, I think, than Tyreek. Because you can just pull up and get lucky,
8 times.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could. You
And
could.
yeah, I could do that. I would. Put
I mean,
money
you
on
might
that.
tear a hammy like trying to
over.
go against Tyreek, and if you don't get him the first time, you're not getting him after that.
What do you
ever.
mean? I think I definitely get closer the second time.
You're
No,
cracked,
you're
man.
cracked, man.
I don't have the
It'd be the
if I
same
raced him
thing.
right now, I don't have
It's-
the endurance to go 100 because I'd be
Yeah, you
I'd,
do.
I would get tired at like 60, 70 and start losing a little bit of speed. But within 50 yards, I'm full go. It might be closer than we all think.
We're gonna match
How
this.
about
we can
me
act?
and you just race?
I think the Tyreek Hill thing is doable.
Yeah.
We
Oh.
can take his 40 time.
We have to do it. His 40 times a 4.28, I think.
We'll take his 40 time, and then we'll compare it to yours, and then where you're at on the field.
Divide by 4, add one of those.
I could probably run a 4.4.
Oh, we're gonna
right now.
do this.
I could probably run a 4.4.
Oh,
Shut
4?
up, dude.
4? Oh my god.
All right, let's do it. Hey, we're going to visit our boy Chase. He's got access to
Yeah,
a
Yeah, hey,
football
that's a
field.
good ass idea though.
He's got access. We can do a podcast in
I
Cincinnati
like that.
College.
Stay
football
tuned.
field.
Stay tuned for the Cincinnati podcast where
That's on
Joey
the
goes
YouTube.
against
All right.
Tyreek Hill.
I'll have Chase ask one of the fastest
Tyreek
player
Hill.
on the Cincinnati football team to race me. And then I'm going to get a D1
Oh,
scholarship.
we'll do
after.
both of them. We'll do both of them. We'll get someone from Cincinnati who runs a 4.4.
And then we'll
And then we'll get
contact
someone
Pat
like-
Bev, and we'll try to get him out
Dude.
here for a game.
Can you imagine if Pat Bev came all the way out here? It was like, because Pat Bev is one of those dudes that you would expect be like, this dude just hopped on a flight all the way to come to the Y here at Brook Park just to
Watch, just to get his ass handed to him.
stop. So disrespectful to Pat Bev, bro. Oh
Pat
my
Bev's-
gosh.
Pat Bev's
I wanna
defense.
see-
No, you know who Pat Bev is? He's that guy who goes to like the park on Saturdays to play basketball, and he's just so overly aggressive. He thinks he's good at defense.
He's like Sexton.
Yeah, but Sexton's actually
Hey,
good at this dude. He's
This
like,
is going to turn into
all
our
his
channel right here. It's just going to be
defenses
Joe doing this
is
crackhead
fouls and
stuff.
reaching. And
It's like, what is that one? Okay, Shaq had that show where he had, was it Shaq Versus? Where he just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he like, it's going to be Joe versus.
dude, you know what show?
Or
makes me think of?
the Joe's versus
Joe
Pros.
versus pros.
Joe's versus
That's
Paul.
But that's, and I would. Can you imagine they bring on these?
We
professional
already
athletes and they're like,
got
damn.
a name for
Yeah,
it. We already got a name
Here's the
for
pros, and then you guessed it, just Joe. Every time.
They're like, dang, we got to get better athletes on here because he hasn't lost yet.
it. All right.
I wish that show was still a thing though.
Are
That
you doing
show
all
was-
32 of these?
No.
No,
We're
just-
no.
I just said top 5.
No.
Okay.
But we ran through it all. We ran through MLB,
But you know what's funny? though?
NBA. What?
Go down to the last draft grade on this list.
It's got to be.
Texans.
Yeah, the man's.
They sucked so bad last year.
Colts,
Wait.
Colts and Steelers are just right next to each other. We don't
it's
like
all right,
that.
though. I see an A
Who's
there.
what's the whole deal with
Deshaun Watson? I don't know. I haven't really looked into
Did he get a
too
rape
much.
case or something?
He has
Let's
like
not talk about the politics of that right
he has
here.
like 22 sexual assault charges.
yeah, there's
But
a lot.
who's Houston quarterback then?
Deshaun Watson.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers, go there.
Deshaun Watson hasn't been like officially like nothing's
Yeah,
been
he's
ruled.
got
So
Beats
he's-
and Nike.
Honestly,
were like,
what
"Screw
a
you."
deal would it be to Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
to
why
the
are we
Texans
talking about that?
and then
Who
because
doesn't have
that's
their
not
guy?
going
the
to
Texans
happen.
are low-key garbage, and they obviously just had the
Seahawks.
worst draft.
And why would Aaron Rodgers want to go to Texas?
It's the same thing pretty much as where he's at.
No, Texas
Wait,
is
what?
lit.
What are you talking
Houston's
about?
dope.
You're talking about Wisconsin, the middle of, but literally there's
Yeah.
a town in the middle of,
Wisconsin.
in.
Okay.
Chill out, that 70 show. Is Tony here?
All right, but I think we had a good little.
We
rant
covered
about
it all.
everything.
We covered NFL, NBA, MLB. Travis had a little trouble with the video early, but we got it figured out. We're going to play some Mario Kart. And stay tuned. Cincinnati, Joe might have to go up against Tyreek Hill this weekend.
We're gonna have our people
Next
get in touch
weekend,
We
with-
might
sorry.
do a live stream.
We might
gonna
do a
have
live stream. So
our
you,
people get in touch with his people, and we'll get it
We'll
figured out.
get it popping.
Who's our people?
Low key, that tree of life kind of
You.
looks like, that tree looks like the tree of life from Lion King. Just saying.
Thick too.
I mean,
Okay, that's time. All right.
that's a tree.
All right,
Come on.
peace.
But until next time, I'll talk to you when I talk to you when I talk to you. I'll see you when I see. Nope, can't use that line either. It's already been taken. Until next time, peace. You guys gonna say peace?